two questions. Can you say a little bit about the effects of the North Africa situation in terms of whether you're gaining additional tourists at the moment or for the next few months, or people who are booking away from Egypt and Tunisia and maybe going to Greece instead? What kind of numbers, what kind of extra volumes are you getting from that? And is that going to be a temporary situation, or do you think you'll be able to keep these tourists, let's say, on a longer term basis? And the other question would be the emerging markets. You mentioned, I think, India, China. I mean, is it realistic that Indians and Chinese are going to come all the way to Europe just to go to Greece?
Fair questions, both of them. Let me be very clear about the situation in North Africa. We've all gone through tough times, and I think we need to look at this in a very different light. We don't want to associate in any way our fortune against the fortune of any other country. I think what's going on in these countries is extremely interesting. We have our eye on it. I think they are going through a new phase. It's a very important new phase. It's long overdue. As the president of UNWTO said very recently. And I think it's something that in the long term will be extremely good for these countries. Greece has its own path to follow. It has its own goals. And as I said before, our eye is far into the future. It's not to change things around for 1 year. We do not hope for the misfortune of our competitors. What we do hope is that Greece will have a tourist policy that it can back up for the long term, and that this policy will start to bear fruits. If we do have any let's say, numbers, any growth from that area, I don't believe it will be long term, because these markets are very different than us. Don't forget, Egypt is oriented towards the Red Sea. That's a tourist product we cannot offer. And these are markets that are very low cost. Labor laws in Egypt are about 1/5 the labor laws of Greece. So we cannot at any time compete for that level of pricing. And that is exactly why we need to enrich our tourist product in order to make your euros worthwhile your visit. Now, as far as emerging markets are concerned, contrary to popular belief, the reason why Chinese or Indians travel is not only shopping. Of course, that would naturally lead them to markets such as France or Italy and so forth, or England. But we do know that there is a lot of love in these two countries for Greek culture. They do believe that Greece is a birthplace of at least one civilization they're very interested in. There are many bridges between the Greek culture and the Chinese and Indian cultures, and the interest for Greece in those areas is very high. Now, even if it's not the first destination they visit, we do believe that there will be a huge influx of tourism from those countries in the world in general, and Greece needs to be prepared to take the part of that growth that is related to it.